Let's be real. Life isn't always what we imagine it to be. We grow up with this vision, a picture-perfect life, where all our dreams line up in neat rows. But reality? It's messy. It's unpredictable. And sometimes it's painfully different from what we'd hoped. But here's the truth. The most powerful strength we have is learning to accept what is, while still believing in what could be. Acceptance isn't about giving up. It's about taking back our power. It's about stepping out of denial, out of resistance, and owning our lives fully. Because when you accept where you are, you're free. Free from the weight of should have been, or could be. You're free from the prison of other people's expectations, from the chains of perfection. You're free to live here, now, in this moment. And only when you stand in the truth of where you are can you start moving forward with clarity, with strength, with purpose. Why is it so hard to accept what is? Because it takes courage, it takes guts to look at your life honestly, without the filter of wishful thinking or denial. It takes courage to admit that sometimes life just doesn't go the way we planned. And it takes courage to let go of the fantasy in our minds and embrace the reality before us. Acceptance isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the strength to face reality as it is and to keep going. It's the strength to understand that you are more than your circumstances, that you are more than your past. It's the courage to say, yes, this is my life right now, but it doesn't define who I am, and it doesn't limit where I'm going. When you accept what is, you're not letting go of hope, you're letting go of illusions. You're letting go of the stories that have held you back, the expectations that have weighed you down. You're freeing yourself to create a life that is real, a life that's rooted in truth. We want to control everything, our careers, our relationships, our future. But life doesn't work that way. The harder you try to control, the more life will throw you curveballs. And the more you resist, the more you suffer. But when you let go of the need for control, you find peace. When you stop fighting what is and start accepting it, you open yourself up to something greater. You become adaptable. You become resilient. You become powerful. Acceptance is letting go of the idea that you're in control of everything. It's understanding that while you can't change every circumstance, you can change how you respond. And sometimes that's all you need. You don't need to control the world, you just need to control yourself. And in that self-mastery, in that ability to accept what is, lies a freedom beyond words. Expectations can be heavy. They can weigh us down, limit us, hold us back. We have expectations for ourselves, for others, for life. But the reality is, life doesn't follow a script. It doesn't adhere to our timelines, our plans, our desires. To accept what is, you have to release yourself from the burden of expectations. You have to let go of the shoulds and the if-onlys. You have to give yourself permission to live your life as it is, not as you think it should be. Imagine what your life would look like without the weight of expectations. Imagine the freedom, the lightness, the peace. Because when you let go of what you think life should be, you make room for what life can be. You open yourself to possibilities, to opportunities, to growth. You make space for life to surprise you, to take you places you never imagined. We live in a world obsessed with perfection. But life isn't perfect. You aren't perfect. None of us are. And that's okay. Acceptance means embracing imperfection with grace. It means understanding that your worth isn't tied to your achievements or your flaws. It's rooted in who you are, in your ability to show up, to keep going, to live authentically. When you accept your imperfections, you free yourself from the fear of judgment. You stop hiding, you stop pretending, and you start living. You start embracing yourself fully, flaws, failures, mistakes, and all. Because perfection isn't what makes you lovable, it's your vulnerability, your humanity, your realness. Imagine a life where you don't have to hide. Imagine a life where you don't have to pretend to be something you're not. That's the life you get to live when you accept yourself as you are. That's the freedom that comes with embracing imperfection. The present moment is all we have. Yet so often we miss it. We're too busy dwelling on the past, worrying about the future. We're chasing the next big thing. But the truth is, life is happening now, in this breath, in this heartbeat. And if you're constantly looking elsewhere, you're missing out on the richness, the beauty, the peace of the present. To accept what is, you have to be here, fully here. You have to let go of the past, release the future, and be present in this moment. Because the present is where life happens. It's where joy lives, where peace resides, where freedom begins. Imagine what it would feel like to be fully present, to experience life as it is, without the weight of regret or the anxiety of anticipation. Imagine the peace, the fulfillment, the contentment. That's what you get when you accept the present moment. That's the gift of being here now, fully alive. When you accept what is, you're not giving up on growth. You're creating the foundation for it. Because true growth doesn't come from denial or resistance. It comes from a willingness to learn, to adapt, to change. Acceptance isn't stagnation. It's transformation. It's the place where you stop fighting, where you start seeing clearly, where you begin to build. It's understanding that every challenge, every hardship, every disappointment is an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, to become wiser. Imagine the strength, the resilience, the growth that comes from accepting your life fully. Imagine the power that comes from facing reality with courage, with clarity, with compassion. That's the strength of acceptance. That's the power of embracing what is. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It doesn't mean you give up on your goals, your aspirations, your vision. It means you stop waiting for life to be perfect before you start living. It means you find peace in the present while still holding on to your vision for the future. Because you can accept where you are while still believing in where you're going. You can embrace the reality of your life while still pursuing your dreams. You can find contentment in the now while still striving for more. Imagine a life where you're fully engaged in the present while still moving toward the future. Imagine the peace, the power, the purpose. That's the life you get to live when you accept what is and still believe in what can be. When you accept what is, you're no longer attached to a specific outcome, to a specific path, to a specific plan. You're free. Free to flow with life, to adapt, to grow. Attachment is what holds us back, what keeps us stuck, what causes us pain. But when you're no longer attached, you're no longer bound by fear. Imagine the freedom of living without attachment. Imagine the lightness, the peace, the possibility. That's the life you get to live when you let go of the need for things to be a certain way. That's the freedom of acceptance. Acceptance isn't about settling. It's about understanding that life is constantly changing, that nothing stays the same, that every moment is a new beginning. When you accept what is, you're not stuck. You're open to growth, to change, to transformation. A life where you're free to evolve, to adapt, to become. Imagine a life where you're no longer weighed down by the past or limited by the future. Imagine the power, the potential, the possibility. That's the life you get to live when you accept what is and embrace what could be. This is your life. This is your journey. Embrace it fully, live it deeply, accept it wholeheartedly. Because when you accept what is, you're not giving up on life, you're stepping into it fully. You're embracing your power, your freedom, your potential. Imagine the strength, the courage, the freedom that comes from accepting what is. Imagine the life you get to live when you're no longer held back by resistance, by denial, by fear. That's the life you get to create, the life you get to embrace, the life you get to live. This is your moment, your time, your journey. Accept what is, believe in what can be, and live fully, freely, powerfully. This is your life. Own it.